guys. I'm going to talk about my first meal of the day. Today we're going to have some Kodiak cake pancakes, just one. So basically the way I make this to make the most protein out of it is you get 1 cup of this, add 3/4 cup of whole milk, and then you're going to add 1 egg to it. And let's get cooking. I'll show you the macros after we finish this. Okay, so the hardest part is trying to flip it. So I got this big little spatula. Let's see, let's see. Try to get under it. Oh! I messed it up. So we've got our sadly shapen pancake right here. And another cup of milk, the whole milk, to drink while we eat. The whole cup, I measured it out with the little measuring thing. Gotta count the macros, so that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna use these Maple Grove Farms sugar-free butter-flavored syrup. The macros on the butter-flavored were a little better than the original for some reason. It had less sodium, I think less carbs. So we're gonna put this on the pancake. And then I should have the total, I'll have the total macros right here, so you can see them all. And that's meal 1. So I'm gonna total up everything after meal 1, and then we'll talk about our macros at the end of the day. I'll probably also go over the different types of foods, such as like energy-rich and nutrient-rich foods that you can eat. And this is something I eat just for my bulk. When I go on a cut, that will be completely different. Alright guys, starting the day off with 32 grams of protein, pretty good. The macros I'm going to show are proteins, carbs, and fats. And right now we're about to head to the gym. Or not. Just my luck. Flat tire. Well, try and figure something out. So the gym got pushed back because I got a flat tire, and then I had to go get that repaired. And then I had to go get my brakes done, and the flat tire kind of pushed me back, having to go get my brakes done right afterwards. So once I get my car back, then I'm going to go to the gym. But right now we're going to have meal 2 because I'm kind of hungry. So for meal 2, what we're going to have 5 eggs. We're going to have 5 eggs, large white eggs. And we're going to have 3 slices. We're going to chop this up. 3 slices of the chopped ham. You can get the honey flavor. I want to say it's 1 more gram of protein for the honey glazed. But yeah, these are 3 grams of protein. Eggs are 6 grams of protein per egg. And then we're going to mix that with some cheese, which is another 6 grams of protein for 1/4 cup, which is what we'll add. And I'll show you that here in a second. Is done right here. We got some cheese. Total, it's about 52 grams of protein. I'll have the calculated macros right here, and you can see exactly how much fat, carbs, protein, total calories are in there. As far as seasoning goes for the eggs, I like to use this pink Himalayan salt right here. You can get it from H-E-B. I prefer this over the traditional like iodized salt because it has some minerals. I just use a little bit. It has some minerals that you can't get just from regular salt. Very good for you. A little bit of pepper because I like spice, and you'll see just a little bit. I love spicy foods. Like I make pretty much everything spicy. And some Louisiana hot sauce. I'll just pour that in there. Alright. A little much, but yeah. So this is gonna be my second meal of the day. After this, we should be able to go to the gym. Show you there. Chest day. My third kind of a meal is gonna be my mass gainer. It's a lean mass gainer, so the carb ratio to protein is 1 to 1.5, so it's about 50 grams of protein, 75 grams of carbs, and I want to say 560 calories. I'll put up the facts right here. And this is about my third meal of the day. I just want to note that I like to drink my mass gainer right after my workout. I pre-portion it and I keep all my supplements with me in my bag. So as soon as I finish my workout, I pop this in there and I drink it. It's pretty important to get a lot of protein, or as much protein as you can, within the 30 minutes after you finish your workout. So 50 grams right here is perfect for meeting my goal. Helps me. I try to get at least 170 grams of protein a day, more maybe sometimes, because I want to say my lean body mass is around 150, 140 something. So on a bulk, I'm trying to surpass that, and the more I do, the more I take in, the better. Keeping the calorie ratio lower, but keeping it closer. But I'll go over that towards the end. So we are at our fourth meal today, or third cooked meal, because I had the protein shake and I kind of counted that as one. For what we're gonna do for today is we're gonna have some New York strip. It is thin sliced, and what I did was I looked up the nutrition facts for New York strip, and I'm gonna weigh it in my scale right here. And for every 214 grams, we have 250 calories, 5.8 grams of fat, 0 grams of carbs, and 49.4 grams of protein. So I'm gonna weigh it. I'm gonna zero the scale, put that on there. I'm gonna use the weight I get, divide it by 214, and then use that to calculate the information. But for the fat, normally I cut off the fat, so that might be a little bit off because I don't eat the fat parts. So let me show you what I got right now. Today's meal is pretty much going to consist of my veggie section, which I'm just going to have broccoli. You can add cheese to it to add to more protein and stuff like that. Jasmine rice cup. These are 5 grams of protein, they're 3 portions, 240 calories, and I want to say 48 grams of carbs. So I divide mine into the protein section, the carb section, and the vegetable section. Broccoli for vegetables today, white jasmine rice for my carbs, and then my protein I'm going to get from the steak. So I'm going to weigh everything out right now, and I'll show you that right now. So as you can see, these 2 little steak fillets are 298 grams. I wrote down the facts. 214 grams equals all that because I didn't have a piece of paper, so I just used a sandwich bag. So I'll do the calculations and I'll let you all know. I just finished the calculations and I'll show you on the piece of paper, or the sandwich bag, how I did it. So basically I took the weight and then divided it by the what was given to me by the nutrition facts, and I got a factor of 1.39 essentially. So I took all these numbers and multiplied them by 1.39. So the total calories of these steaks right here, 347.5, This is the fats, but you know, that's a variable because I'm probably going to cut off the fats as I eat. 8.06 grams, carbs still 0. Protein is going to be a total of 68.67 grams of protein. And that's not including the other stuff, like the broccoli if I had cheese, plus the rice cups, which I'll explain once I finish the meal. When it comes to steak, I prefer the Montreal steak seasoning. You can pick it up at H-E-B. It's by McCormick. Freaking good. It kind of, I don't know why, I get like a peppered beef jerky kind of vibe from it when I season it with that. Comes from my vegetables. I'm going to use a steamer. I don't really do anything for the broccoli. I like to keep it as, you know, nutrient rich as possible. I don't add anything to it except for maybe cheese to throw some extra grams of protein, which if I do decide to do that, I'll calculate by measuring how much I put. And then finally the rice. Again, I don't season it or anything. This, I just take it off and you put it in the microwave for a minute and it's ready to go. So I save it towards the end. Once the food's almost cooked, put it in for a minute, add it all together, and you'll see how it looks. I got this Nourish scale. It's perfect. I love it. I got it off of Amazon. I'll put the link in the description to where you can get it. It's super cheap. It's super helpful if you're trying to bulk, if you're trying to cut. Counting macros, I believe, is very important. So this will help you do it. And just check out the link in the description if you're interested in getting one. All right, guys. So this is the finished product. Well over 70 grams of protein. Hey, buddy. Dookie won't is it. So I'm gonna eat this. Like I said, the steak seasoning is great. I prefer to eat steak with A1, but with that seasoning, I can eat it without. This is well over 70 grams of protein. It's almost like half of what my daily protein intake at least needs to be. I try to get at least over 150 grams. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I probably have one more meal left that I'll show you. And then the second half of the video will begin where I talk about the different types of food and how I manage what I eat. So we have the pre-portioned berry medley right here. Pretty good. We're going to add 1 serving of this Greek vanilla yogurt. 19 grams of protein, 190 calories. I've already used it twice, so this is the last serving already ready. And then the reduced fat milk. 1 serving, 120 calories, and 8 grams of protein. Because we're going to use 1 cup of that. So each 1 serving is all going to go in there, and we're going to throw some ice cubes in there. Each ice cube is 1 gram of protein because I specially made. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're not. But yeah. So let me show you how it's done. Little smoothie right here. If you wanted to, you could add some like whey protein or something in there, a scoop of mass gainer or something, but I'm already pretty close on my calorie goal and my protein goal, so I just kind of did this for a little extra calories and protein, but I don't need that extra stuff. Plus I don't have vanilla flavored, so that's what I would add. I don't have that. And I'll have the macros right here, so you can see the total of everything put together. So we finished up the whole day of eating. This is typically what I would do, or how I would eat within an entire day. Change up some stuff, as in such as the meats and different things like that. But typically, this is the scale I follow. Normally, the eggs are a later night snack. Like if I have nothing to eat or I need to catch up on some grams of protein or calories, then I'll cook some eggs late at night. But that's typically it. So we have reached the total amount, and the macros are right here. So we have a total of 2,762.5 calories. I calculated it all right here. I've got all the freaking notepads and everything that I did all the math on. But 2,762.5 calories, 240.67 grams of protein. That is way above the goal, which is at least 155 because that's my lean body mass. So that's pretty good. My fats were 91.31 grams, give or take, because, you know, I cut off the fat and stuff. And then carbs, 242 grams. Now, like I said, I was doing a lean bulk. So during a lean bulk, it's a little different than a dirty bulk. So on a dirty bulk, you can do, a lot of people do that, and it's just seafood, eat food. You just stuff your face with whatever. You try to get those calories. You try to meet the macros too, but a lot of times you have such a huge caloric surplus, and sometimes you don't even meet those macros because of the stuff you're putting in your body. But a lean bulk, I try to get a caloric surplus just above what I would need to burn. So I just want a couple hundred above, but at the same time, I want to meet all my macros. Definitely met the protein macro at 240 grams of protein. That's perfect. And only 2,762 calories, which is not bad. My minimum, my absolute minimum I would need to meet just for my body to function is around 1,800 calories, so that surpasses it by almost 1,000. Now we're going to get into the second part of the video, where I want to discuss the different types of foods, such as nutrient-rich and energy-rich, because that really tells you what you need to be putting in your body depending on what you're trying to do, and how some people can do a dirty bulk and gain a lot of fat and not as much muscle as you would like. For the lean bulk, I'm going for the nutrient-rich or nutrient-dense type foods, as opposed to the energy-dense or energy-rich foods. So basically what that means is the foods that I eat have a closer protein to like calorie ratio. Okay, so to give you an example of that, I went on this website called Fat Secret, and you can use that website to find the calories, proteins, and carbs of all the foods you eat, or look it up. It's pretty helpful. So an example of a nutrient-rich food would be something like grilled tenders, okay, grilled chicken breasts or something like that. And I use grilled tenders as an example because, I mean, we have Cane's, which has fried tenders, and a lot of people like that. So if we were to look at fried tenders, this is a serving of 4. I'm going to compare grilled and fried, both 4 tenders. You see that the calories of the grilled tenders are 170 calories for 4 grilled tenders at about 39 grams of protein. That is a pretty close ratio between calories to protein ratio, which is really good. So we take a look at the fried tenders, and you can see that the calories jump to 4 tenders. They jump for 450 calories at about the same amount of protein, 30 to 39 grams of protein. So you're basically just having this huge jump in calories while maintaining the same level of protein. So all this extra stuff is definitely going to carbs and the fried oils and greases and stuff you don't want. All this extra carbs is just going to fat. So what I try to do for the lean bulk is I get the proteins, and I try to beat 155 grams of protein, but I maintain a lean meal. I want all my foods to be lean meats, so salmon, chicken breast, steak. I mean, I cut off the fatty parts, but just meats that don't have fried stuff in it. I mean, I'm human too. I mess up. I'll cheat every now and then. I mean, I work, so sometimes I'll see a fry fall on the tray and I'll eat it, you know. We all have our weaknesses, but for the main part of this, I mean, it's about the healthy lifestyle and maintaining the healthy lifestyle. And, you know, we can slip up every now and then, but the whole point is to just, for the majority, like, remain healthy. So these nutrient-rich foods are definitely great for a bulk as well as cutting. If you're on a cut, this is very helpful too. You just lower the calories, but try to maintain a good protein ratio to maintain as much muscle as possible. But this one's about bulking. So I got over 155 grams of protein. You know, I said 240 grams of protein, but my calories were low. They're 2,762, which isn't too bad. I could probably get it up a little bit. As I start gaining more weight, I'm going to need to up my calories, but the protein is very high, and that's what matters, and that's what's really good right now. If you saw my last video, you can see my 1 month progress. I actually gained about 10 pounds, but my body fat percentage went down about 1%, which is pretty good. I want to be able to maintain that level of body fat percentage while still growing in muscle, because I don't want to put on too much fat. That's the whole point of a lean bulk. So when it comes down to cutting next year or something, that way I don't have that much work to do. Again, I mean, it's important to get those calories, but at the same time you want to meet those macros, because if you're eating 3,000, 4,000 calories, you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna bulk, I got 4,000 calories, but your lean body mass is say 160, 180, and you're only getting in like 100 or 120 grams of protein. Your body doesn't have anything, it doesn't have that protein to put into the muscles. So you're just gaining all this fat, and instead of like trying to build as much muscle as possible, yeah, you're gonna put on a little bit of muscle, but you're gonna be putting on a heck of a lot more fat. And that's a mistake a lot of us make, and a mistake I've made for, a while. I mean, I haven't really been incorporating diet, which is honestly the most important part into bulking or cutting. I mean, you gotta get the right materials for your body. It's like building a house. But if you keep putting in like stuff for the roof, I mean, you can't build the structure, you gotta have everything. You gotta have the foundation. You can't just give your body the wrong materials and expect to grow as fast as you want to. So you gotta meet those macros, and you don't want to just be eating energy-rich foods thinking, oh, I'm bulking, I'm getting all those calories, that's all that matters. No, because you gotta look at the proteins, the carbs, and the fats. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, comment if you want me to do anything else or show you anything else that I'm doing in the gym or something. I don't know. But just let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.